A good man brings good things out of good in his heart. For the man speaks what the heart is full of. You see, you can always tell. You can always tell if you listen, if you actively listen to an individual. You can always tell if you're really listening. You can always tell their emotional health, because what comes out of their mouth is what their heart is full of.
I've built many startups, most of them have failed, so Bitcoin is exactly the place that I like to be.
We're going to end it right there. How's your heart today? How's your heart? You probably haven't ever been asked this question unless you're over 50 or 60 and you're struggling with some sort of cardiovascular disease or something like that. But generally, we aren't asked this type of question. How's your heart? You see, I was asked this question years ago by a mentor of mine, and it cut through so much of the bullshit. I can remember it as clear as day when we sat down in a coffee shop in Korea, and I remember him asking me, he said, "Peter, how's your heart?" Now, obviously, he had a lot more context about my life and the goings-on and the happenings of my life while I was out there in Seoul, in Korea. And obviously, he was able to ask this type of question because he already knew that there was a pretty significant answer on the end of it. But I'll never forget it. I'll never forget when he asked me, he said, "How's your heart, Peter?" Golly, what a question. What a piercing question. You see, the condition of our hearts is really an indicator of our emotional health. Now, at this particular time that my mentor had asked me this question, I was going through a pretty turbulent career change and career move, and it was affecting my emotions. It was affecting who I was, and he knew this. And so he wanted to give me a checkup. He wanted to ask me a poignant and pointed and piercing question about the condition of my emotions. You see, an unhealed, wounded heart is always at risk for even more wounds and even more hurts. Let me repeat that. An unhealed, wounded heart is always at risk. I met an individual the other day, and I was thinking about this individual. I was journaling today. And this person clearly has a wounded heart. And this person, I believe, will always be at risk of constantly hurting their heart or allowing their heart to be hurt and thereby have emotional instability constantly in their lives, thereby never allowing them to become who they truly can be or the greatness that they could be. You see, when you have an unhealed, wounded heart, when your emotional health is shitty, you are always at risk. At risk for what, you say? Risk and vulnerable. You are vulnerable to fatigue. It is easy for you to get tired of the work you're doing, tired of the grind you're doing, tired of people, tired of pretty much everything. You get fatigued easily. You are vulnerable to frustration. Is that not true? When your emotional health isn't on point and your heart is all broken, battered, destroyed, you are vulnerable to fatigue. You are vulnerable to frustration. You are also vulnerable to feelings of futility. And I, my friends, can be one of the first to tell you that I've been there. I have been there when my heart has been so wounded, when my emotions are constantly wrecking my brain, and I have feelings of futility. I don't want to go on. It's too daggum hard. You know, a healed heart can resist the bullshit. And that's why I really want to go here. A healed heart can resist the bullshit that life throws at us, right? A healed heart can control our feelings, our behaviors, our emotions, right? It keeps our problems in perspective. Is that not the truth? Is that not the truth? Whenever we have a whenever our emotional health is waning, when our hearts are busted and battered, right? Is it not true that we lose perspective? Is it not true that we can think that the world is crumbling around us and everything's dying and nothing is going right? Right? Healthy hearts heal emotions. Healthy hearts heal emotions. And strong hearts have access to the answers to heal. The answer is to heal your emotions and your body. Right? Strong hearts have access to goodness, to grace, forgiveness, kindness, understanding, peace, patience. Right? Strong hearts have access to these emotions, to these thought processes. Because when you are emotionally unhealthy, you become narrow-minded. Right? You got blinders on. You allow for the bullshit of life to control you, your feelings, your behaviors, your thought process, and you simply lose perspective in life. This one individual that I was thinking about earlier today, this individual, he has lost perspective in life. Clearly, he is off kilter because he has allowed his heart to not heal. And I'm not going to go too much into this, but I'll say this much. When you just break up, okay? Not that I know too much about this because I'm an emotional asshole. And but if you break up and you're in a relationship and you break up and it's a nasty breakup or a divorce, whatever, relational discord, relational severing, let me put it that way. When a relationship has been severed, it's done, it's over, okay? You need time to process. You need time to heal. And this individual is going through this. And lo and behold, he's doing what every dumb namja, every dumb man, not every dumb man, but many dumb men do, is they jump. They jump to the next relationship. They jump to the next thing, something to placate their emotional instability, something to satiate their emotional hurts, their heart broken. They just jump to something next to occupy themselves, and I'll tell you, it's never the right thing. This individual is jumping to a new relationship, and brother, sister, you guys know when you have seen friends, colleagues, family members, whoever, who are going through this and they just jump to the next thing, the next pretty little thing, and the next opportunity, the next guy or gal. It never works out because you're not allowing yourself to heal. Have you ever met an emotionally unstable person? Golly, why have I, of all people, have had the unique opportunity to meet so many unstable emotional people? Emotionally unstable people. Why is it my lot in life? Why is it my gamble in life? Why, Lord, am I not surrounded, but why do I meet so many unstable motherfuckers? And I say this somewhat tongue-in-cheek. And the reason I say this somewhat tongue-in-cheek is because everyone's unstable. Everyone's emotionally broken. Everyone's broken in so many different ways. And so it's maybe just because I am aware of it. Maybe it's just because I see it so clearly because I myself have been so broken, and I don't mind admitting that. An emotionally unstable person, their hearts are broken, they haven't been able to heal, right? Their destruction follows them wherever they go. These are individuals who need to stop. Just stop, pause, put pause on life, and just allow themselves to marinate. Maybe go to the fucking sauna and heal, and allow their hearts to catch up and their hearts to put themselves back together so our emotional health can be good, solid. Just like we care for our physical health. Just like we care for our physical health. And I'm going to take a tangent here for a second. I say this just like we care for our physical health as an assumption that you, listener out there on podcast or on video format, are you taking care of your physical health? Because clearly, according to statistics in the world, let's just say America, we are not taking care of our physical health. So I don't think I can assume that you are. Most Americans do not take care of their physical health. So how the hell can I assume that you're also taking care of your emotional health? Let's be intellectually honest. Your emotional health affects your physical health. Your emotional health comes first. A lot of people are not healthy physically because they're not healthy mentally, emotionally. They haven't allowed things to heal. And I'm not going to say that this is always an answer, but let's be honest. Haven't you met an individual who uses food as a mechanism to dull the senses, to dull the emotions, to escape from reality? I mean, I go to the gym every daggone day, or almost every day, guys, and I see a lot of people who are really never going to change their bodies. They're never going to change their bodies. They're never going to be in better shape. And the reason is because they're emotionally fucked up. It starts with the emotions. So how do we fix this? How do we make sure that we have emotional health? How do we make sure that we are healing our emotions, healing our hearts? And so I wrote this down because I was thinking about this with my mentor from years ago. And just like a doctor, if you go to a doctor regularly, which we maybe should, a physician of some sort, we have checkups for our bodies. We have checkups for our physicalness. So why don't we have checkups for the heart and for the soul? Do we need doctors for heart and soul? Well, I could give you a couple if you DM me or hit me up in a private group on our yen.io community. But I don't have doctors for hearts and souls, really. Nope. You know what you really need? Here's the answer. You need a trusted life partner. Maybe a mentor, friend, a confidant, an advisor, maybe a spiritual advisor if you have one of those. You need someone that you can be objective with. Someone for you who can be objective in your emotional assessment and look at you and say, man, Peter, you done fucked up. You is fucked up, Peter. You is messed up, bro. You need to slow down. I have had people say that to me, and I'll tell you, it's never the right answer. Can you imagine someone telling me, slow down? But you know what? In retrospect, they've always been right. Because they are more mature, because they're emotionally healthy, because they have hearts that are intact and healing. You need someone like a life or a spiritual friend or a confidant, an advisor or a mentor, someone who is necessary. It's necessary in life, I believe, so that they can be objective to your own emotional assessment and see whether, hey, are you really okay? This is a person who tells you the truth. No bullshit. They are patient and kind and understanding to you. Here's a quote. It says this: a good man brings good things out of the good stored up in his heart. An evil man brings evil things from the evil stored up in his heart. For a man speaks what the heart is full of. Let me repeat that in short form. A good man brings good things out of good in his heart. For the man speaks what the heart is full of. You see, you can always tell. You can always tell if you listen, if you actively listen to an individual. You can always tell if you're really listening. You can always tell their emotional health, because what comes out of their mouth is what their heart is full of. I have an individual who this guy, I don't know if he will ever heal. I hope he does. I really do. I hope he heals. But this motherfucker, and I'm saying this, it sounds like a negative, but I got love for him, guys. This guy, I don't know if he wants to heal. I think he wants to hold on to the pains of the past. I think he needs to listen to my podcast, Reprogramming Pain, is what he needs to do. Because he might tell you that he's healed. He might tell you that he's moved on. But brother, he only talks about the pains of the past. Because a man speaks about what the heart is full of. Being emotionally healthy happens when our feelings have been filtered by our heart. I asterisk this because it's so important. Let me repeat this. Being emotionally healthy happens when our feelings are filtered by our heart, because our heart will always be true. Our heart will never lie to us. It's our minds that lie to us. It's this ego that lies to us. Our hearts will never lie to us. Now, you might not believe in that, but brother, sister, I hope you're tracking with me in my logic. I have never have ever doubted my heart. It's my mind that doubts my heart. Let me put it this way. My heart will always be true. My heart will always be right. It's that gut. It knows. There's something in there, spiritual, powerful. There's something in there that just is the third eye. It knows. Allow that heart to filter the realities of your life. Pain, happiness, whatever. Being emotionally healthy happens when your feelings, your behaviors, your thoughts are filtered by your heart. So how is your heart? Are you healed? Are you sensitive to bullshit? Are you easily offended? Are you easily provoked? Maybe your heart isn't healed. Maybe your heart needs to heal. Maybe you need someone to tell you to slow down, to wait, to be patient, to be considerate, to be thoughtful, to wait. Maybe you need someone to tell you to change. And so how do we do this? Here's my thought on this. Take a risk. Take a risk. Take a risk with your trusted life friend, your confidant, your advisor, your mentor, someone in your community. Maybe you don't have one. Maybe you should find one. But take a risk and be vulnerable about the past hurts with the confidant. Surround yourself with good people who will build you up. You see, you might say, well, Peter, I get all this and I understand all this, but what's the value? The value is simple. Life. Live. Only emotionally healthy people reach their full potential. It's always going to be the case. Because emotionally unhealthy people stay in the past. Emotionally unhealthy people will not allow themselves to be healed. They constantly talk about bullshit. They're easily offended. They're easily provoked. They allow the variables of life to affect their thinking. Emotionally unhealthy people watch TV all day. I'm just gonna say it. If you're emotionally unhealthy, one of the reasons maybe why you're emotionally unhealthy is because you watch the fucking TV all the time. You're being fed bullshit, entertainment, consumerism. You're being fed nothing of value, and you're allowing the world. You're taking a passive, taking a passive stance in life, and you're just consuming, and you are being programmed, reprogrammed by the world. Only emotionally healthy people reach their full potential. And that's what I want for you. That's what I want for everyone that listens to this podcast. Whenever you listen to it, and whatever place you are in life, I desire to be emotionally healthy. And I will tell you, I have always done my best work when I've been emotionally healthy. It's when I haven't allowed myself to heal. When I haven't gone to the fucking sauna maybe 5 days in a row because I need to burn everything off with fire. And I need to sit there and stew. And I need there to go through the emotional turmoil and reliving that past and reprogramming that past into a better future. I need to sit in it. I can't allow the emotions, my emotional health, to destroy my body because it starts with emotions. Right? The physical body will only follow whether the heart and the health of our mental, health of our brain, and all that has to be right. And so that's what I want for you. Find someone. Have a checkup with your heart and soul. Ask someone. I guarantee you, I promise you, if you surprise someone that is relatively close to you, that you have respect for, I guarantee you they will be surprised and they will be willing to help you if you ask them and take a risk and say, hey, I'd like you to tell me what you think about my emotional health. Am I going in the right direction? Am I holding on to something? Is there something that I've talked about that you've seen as a pattern that has constantly come up in my life, constantly come up in my speaking patterns, the things that I talk about, things that I've referenced, that you can clearly see is a negative or a weight, something that's holding me down because it's hard to see it. That's what I'm asking. I've done that. It's hard to ask for it, but do it. Let me repeat it. Go to someone that you respect, someone that you're willing to be just a little bit vulnerable with, and ask them this question. Say, hey, how do you think my heart is? How do you think my heart is? How do you think my emotional health is? And they might say, well, I don't know. You say, well, all the times that we talk, has there been a pattern? Has there been a pattern in what I say? Have there been references that I've used that have kind of made it relatively or somewhat clear to you that maybe I need to heal? Maybe I need help. You know what the best thing they could say is? They could say, nope, you seem good. But you never know. They might say, you know what? I thought about this about you. And that's, man, I'll tell you, it's been rare, but when I've had people say stuff like that, doesn't your heart drop a little bit? You're like, fuck, I let my guard down. They saw it. They're not stupid. They saw it. They saw that hurt. They saw that pain. And now they're going to bring it up, but I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to reveal it. But you have to. You should. Because that's how you're going to get over it. That's how you're going to move on. That's how you're going to move to the next level. Then that's how you're going to be able to reach your full potential in life. I have said this so many times that it's never you against anyone in this world. It's always you versus you versus you. You are the enemy of you. You are the one holding you back. It's always you. You can blame no one else. Only emotionally healthy people reach their full potential. So let me ask you, how's your heart? This is Peter, the Bitcoin Lambo. If you appreciated this, share this episode with a friend. Maybe re-listen to it. Subscribe, smash the like button. Join my behind-the-scenes group on yen.io. And have a great one, guys.